Hey guys, it's Sydney at Treadmill Review Guru. Today I'm here with the Diamondback Fitness 1260sc studio bike. It doesn't require a subscription to use or even electricity, and it's pretty affordable. But what did our team think? Well, stick around and find out. All right, let's dive in and check out the construction on the Diamondback Fitness 1260sc studio bike. Its footprint is 59 inches long, 23 inches wide, and 50 inches high. It's actually relatively easy to move around. It has this front handle on the front stabilizer, so you can lift it up and then that engages the rear transportation wheels and makes it pretty easy to move around. I wish more bikes had this handle. I really like it, it's a nice touch. Underneath the two stabilizers, there are adjustable leveling feet, so you can fit it so it plants right on the ground, so you don't have any rocking, and we didn't experience any rocking or shaking when we were using it. And it handles 300-pound weight capacity. And then on their website, Diamondback claims that it can handle users from 5'2" up to 6'5". I'm just around 5 foot, and I have the bike adjusted here. I actually have the saddle on level 3, so it could go down a few notches. And I feel like users maybe 4'11", 4'10" could get away with fitting on this bike. I also do have shorter legs, as you can probably tell. And then our tallest reviewer is 6'5", that's Matthew. And when he's riding it, he's able to get that perfect bike fit. And when he has that saddle raised all the way up, he's at about 3 notches from the very top, so users maybe a few inches taller than him could potentially be able to be pretty comfortable on this bike. It has 4 adjustment points, so the saddle and handles move up and down and also forward and back. This is a really nice touch. Usually with bikes that have the attached giant touchscreens don't allow you to adjust those handles forward and back, so this just allows you to get a really nice, comfortable fit. And I also measured the leg span. So the leg span is measured from the top of the saddle to the top of the lowest pedal. And this is your inseam. And when the saddle's at the lowest, and then I measured it at the highest, it went from 27 inches to 39 inches. So you have that range for your inseam. And then also with the reach, that's measured from the nose of the saddle to the base of the handles. So when the saddle's all the way forward, the handles are all the way back, it's 15 inches. And when the seat is all the way back and the handles are all the way forward, it's 20 inches. So you get that 5-inch range to be able to work with and getting that nice bike fit that we really appreciate. So moving on to the flywheel. So this is a rear flywheel and it is placed out of the sweat zone. So when you're up here, you're riding, you're sweating most likely, and you grab your water, maybe you drip a little bit of water. Over time on the front flywheel, when it's down here, it can get corrosion, especially if you're not wiping down your bike every time you ride, so you're not wiping off that sweat, that water over time. It can be a little bit more prone to corrosion with bikes that have those front flywheels. When it's back here, it's less prone to that damage over time, so this is a really thoughtful design. Plus, it's a 31-pound flywheel, so it's really heavy. It has that smooth, continuous pedal stroke, and it just makes the bike overall feel really sturdy and steady. Bikes in this price point, we look for bikes that have heavier flywheels, usually over around maybe 20 pounds. So this 31-pound flywheel just helps make this bike feel really solid to use. The drivetrain is a belt drive system, and that connects the flywheel to the pedals, and it makes the bike smooth and also actually pretty quiet. We did notice, however, and I will show you in that functionality section, when you're pedaling, there is a tiny bit of noise that the bike makes. It's not excessive, but I'll let you hear that when I get on it. With the pedals, these are hybrid pedals. I love hybrid pedals, so when you flip it over, it has the toe cage, so this allows you to wear any athletic shoe, so sneakers are really great. You can just slip your foot right into those toe cages and be able to secure your foot in those. And then you can also flip them over and it has those SPD clips. So if you have spin shoes, you can clip right in, and SPDs are pretty common clips. I know I have a pair from years that I've had for years that I was able to just clip right in. So this allows you to kind of choose how you want to use the Diamondback, and also like if you have multi-users in your house, you can be able to maybe someone be able to clip in and then also be able to use those athletic shoes. Moving on to the handles, so I'm sure you've noticed there's a lot of different grip options and we really appreciate this. So you have the horizontal bar, you have multiple grip options here, you can grip them lower, and I really appreciate all these different options, so that way you can be in a bunch of different positions when you ride. Plus the texture, it feels kind of gritty, so it's not super smooth, but this helps make it to where your hands don't slip even when you're sweaty. And I find that they are just a really nice size, especially if you have broader shoulders, they feel nice and wide. And surprisingly, I really like the saddle. It has this spring assist, even though it doesn't feel springy or bouncy when you're riding, it just feels like a standard saddle. But the padding has a nice amount of padding, a little bit of give, so it doesn't feel too uncomfortable. Just know that saddles on exercise bikes aren't the most comfortable thing, and if this is your first time riding, just know that you may feel kind of discomfort after your first few rides, and usually we recommend 2 to 3 rides a week to kind of help get used to the saddles. This one is also, it's nice and narrow, so it's really great for long distance riding. You don't have to worry about those saddle sores, whereas wider seats you can be more prone to those. The Diamondback Fitness uses magnetic resistance, so you can adjust it. There's 16 different levels to choose from. You have this lever here. I really like this rather than sometimes with the resistance knobs that you see, like even on the Peloton bikes, they can be hard for you to kind of get to a specific resistance level. With this one, you can feel and hear it being adjusted, so it really makes you to where if you want to go to like level 9, you're able to just go, you know, right to it. And even though it does just have those 16 levels, it still gives you plenty of resistance to use from. We found that level 16 is really tough. So even though you don't have like say 100 levels of resistance like Peloton or Bowflex, you have plenty of resistance on this bike, and I really like this lever and I feel like it's a really smart design. The Diamondback includes their standard warranty, which is a little less extensive than what we see from other brands. You get 3 years for parts and 1 year for labor. All right, now let's check out the console. So with this console, it's pretty simple and straightforward. The bike doesn't require an outlet or electricity. So when you start pedaling, this display lights up, and it doesn't require a subscription. So that's getting really common on bikes that have those included touchscreens. So if you're not looking to be tied into a monthly subscription or follow along with instructors, this bike is a really nice option. You get more of that classic ride experience, and you can kind of do your own thing. On this display, up here will show your watts, and then your speed, your distance, your estimated calories, the time on the bike, your RPMs, your load, which is your resistance level, and then your pulse when you have a compatible heart rate monitor on. This monitor doesn't have any onboard workouts, but it does have a watt trainer. So when you're going, you can pick a specific level of watts that you want to go to, so a specific goal. And then you can also do a time goal, a distance goal, and then a calorie burn kind of estimate goal. And with that, as you're going, there'll be little arrows next to the RPMs and then also next to the load. So it will kind of say, it'll either have an up arrow if it wants you to increase your speed, or a down arrow if it wants you to decrease your speed or decrease your resistance. So that will help keep you into that watt goal that you have up here. And you have your navigation buttons to be able to adjust everything and get those custom settings that you want. And then also down here, you can connect through Bluetooth to apps like Zwift and Strava. So say you want to see your metrics on like Zwift, I was able to connect really easily. That does require you to use your own device. So with this tablet holder, you can use your phone or a larger tablet. It adjusts up and down. So if you have like a larger tablet, it'll be able to have that top clip over it so it stays nice and steady. And with this, you can really stream whatever you want. So this bike is really nice. It just gives you that flexibility to be able to watch whatever you want. You can connect to some apps, or you can utilize trainer-led content like Peloton, iFit. You can also watch Netflix. You can watch it from here. Theoretically, you can also place the bike in front of your TV if you want a larger screen. So really, you just have lots of options, and overall, the Diamondback is just a really nice option if you don't want that subscription. You want to be able to hop on and do your own thing. It also has a water bottle holder down here, and I like it. It's out of the way. Some bikes that have it kind of in between the pedals, you're kind of more prone to kicking it out of the cage when you're riding. So this one's out of the way, and I was able to fit my water bottle just fine. So overall, this is the overall console, and really simple and easy to use. All right, now I'm gonna let you see and hear how the 1260sc performs. So I am clipped in right now to the SPD clips, and I am at resistance level 1. Now I'm at resistance 8. And the highest resistance, which is 16. And my little legs can barely get that flywheel going. Back it down a little bit. There you go. So it's just a tiny bit of noise, but it's definitely nothing excessive. And that resistance offers a lot of tension. Thanks for watching our review of the Diamondback Fitness 1260sc studio bike. A few things to keep in mind: it does make a tiny bit of noise when you're using it. It's not excessive, and we still think it's appropriate for most home settings. The console doesn't come with onboard workouts, and the warranty that's included is a little less extensive than what we see from other brands. We do really like that it is affordable, it doesn't require a subscription to use, and it also doesn't even require electricity to use. Once you start pedaling, that console lights up, and on the console, it utilizes watt training, so you can pick a specific level that you want to hit for your watts. You can also do this for your time and your distance. So there's a bunch of different goals that you can select on the console to be able to hit certain targets when you're riding. And overall, I really like the overall build. It has this rear mounted flywheel that weighs 31 pounds. It's out of that sweat zone, so it's less prone to corrosion. And also it's heavy, so you have that nice smooth pedal stroke that you want. Plus, these handlebars have a bunch of different grip options, and it utilizes magnetic resistance. So with that magnetic resistance, it's adjustable, and you can see that metric on the console. If you want to learn more about the 1260sc, you can head to treadmillreviewguru.com. We have a full written review there in case I missed any of those little details. And you can check the link in our description for the current price. And if you like this video and find it helpful, give it a like and subscribe to our channel. We create these videos for you guys so you can see how exercise bikes like this one work before you bring them home. I'm Sydney with Treadmill Review Guru. I'll see you next time.